and welcome to beautiful Menchville High School in Newport News, where tonight the Menchville Monarchs take on the Hampton Crabbers. Hi again, everybody. I'm Greg Bicaveras, and we're joined here by Mel Hoffler and Matt Bacon. And of course, you talk about these two teams. The last 2 years, they've won the Peninsula District Championship. Hampton won the state championship last year, and of course, Menchville has been there as well to the regionals with great players like David Macklin. But Matt Bacon, both these teams are 9-1. They're both hungry for a win. They both won 5 games in a row. They both lost to Heritage, but all that goes aside tonight. It should be an interesting ball game tonight.
This is about as even as it gets. Both teams, we played each other 6 times. So I'm expecting a great dynamic game, a lot of outside shooting, a lot of taking it inside. I'm expecting a very, very dynamic.
Glad you're with us live on TV tonight. Greg Bicaveras along with Mel Hoffler. Mel, you'll be having some nice interviews with us during the game.
Absolutely. We have a great crowd here. We have all the assistant principals from Menchville and Hampton. We have lots and lots of students and athletes here, just here to enjoy the game, and we'll be talking with them.
Walter Brower leads the series 9-3 over Greg Henderson. Of course, these two teams produce a lot of college players. Interesting showdown, kind of like the old Newport News versus Hampton showdown. Stay tuned. We'll come up with boys basketball next.
Test, not just of strength, but of the power of the mind. And if you complete the journey, you will be changed forever. The few, the proud, the Marines.
What would you do if you had to choose between the buffalo and the giraffes, between a flower or an elephant? What would you choose? What if you had to decide between a 100-year-old tree and a 1,000,000-year-old beach? Between drinking clean water breathing clean air? Would you make the right choice? Would there be a right choice? Now there's a way to help. Not just one, but all these things. EarthShare, the world's leading environmental groups working together. It's one choice we can all live with. Ask your employer about workplace giving.
We're so gallantly
And welcome to beautiful Menchville High School in Newport News, Peninsula District basketball live and exclusively on Channel 47 and 6. Hi again, everybody. I'm Greg Bicaveras, along with Matt Began and Sonny Dirth. And of course, the Menchville girls won the first game over Hampton now to improve their series this year. Menchville is now, of course, the girls are 8-3, 10-5. Let's give you the starting lineup for the Menchville Monarchs. Paul Michael, a junior. Blake Brookman, Keith Wilson, Ben Williams, and DeMarcus McMillan. There you see the Hampton team right there. Of course, their starting lineup, of course, is right there, Ronald Curry, and of course the entire team as well, coached by Walter Brower. And Sonny, this should be quite a barn burner tonight. The top two teams in the Peninsula District.
Incredible atmosphere, sellout crowd. You can't ask for much more than this. Composure will be crucial on both sides.
All right, there you see the Menchville Monarchs starting lineup coming out as well. Menchville, coached by Greg Henderson. He is from Richmond, Virginia. He is 10-1 overall, 9-1 in the district. His mentor was Robert Booker. He went to George Wythe, graduated in '74. He's been the head coach since 1991-92. Sold out live crowd here at Menchville High School in Newport News. In his 7th year, Greg Henderson is the coach. Walter Brower leads the series, Matt, 9-3 over Greg Henderson.
Yes, but the teams are a little different this year. Menchville's got a strong team. They got a lot of power up on their points, so they got a lot of great rebound ability, and they got the great shot from Keith Wilson on the outside. So past records and past statistics mean nothing for tonight's game.
Loud crowd here tonight in Newport News, live on Channel 47 and 6. Glad you're with us for your viewing pleasure. Greg Bicaveras, Matt Began, as well as Sonny Dirth. And of course, both these teams on the year are 9-1. Hampton is coming off an 80-58 win over Heritage, while Menchville is coming off a 79-76 win over Lakeland. Hampton in the black, red, and white. See the parade, All-American USA Today Player of the Year, Ronald Curry. Jumping the ball for Hampton will be Bobby Blizzard, who will be attending Kentucky next year. And on the opposite end will be number 55, Paul Michael from Menchville in the white, purple, and gold. We're underway in Newport News. The referees, Jim Downey, Bobby Kipper, and Wendell Daniels. And Sonny, what are the keys for Menchville to win tonight?
I think their guards have to maintain composure against Hampton's pressure defense. I think they need some big play out of Paul Michael and Atwell up against Blizzard in the post.
There's Ronald Curry right there for the Hampton Crabbers, number 22. Scored 25 against Heritage, averaging 20 points a game. And a long jumper is good by number 32, Bobby Blizzard. Nice shot, Matt.
That's why you can't leave players like Bobby Blizzard out in the open. Even though he is a center and he's a great player, he's got great ability. You can't leave him open because he will make the shots.
Menchville's got the basketball. Down low, Michael, and he misses. Starting lineup, Paul Michael, Blake Brookman, Keith Wilson, Ben Williams, and DeMarcus McMillan. Not starting tonight is Bobby Atwell. For Hampton on the floor right now, Ronald Curry, Bobby Blizzard, number 20, Aaron Chambliss, as well as Johnny Story, and it looks like Armando Curry. Hampton coached by Walter Brower, replaced Herman Daniels back in the 80s. The shot is off.
Michael like to get a free throw here to get the Monarchs on the board. We'll see how intense that Menchville defense is.
3-0, Hampton leading. We're just underway live on Channel 47 and 6. The shot is up, and it's good. Nice shot there by Paul Michael. Here comes the Crabbers. Ronald Curry misses. Michael gets the rebound. Fast break. Too fast. A little bit too fast right there. Hampton and Menchville. Menchville was 18-7 overall last year, 15-5. Menchville and Hampton played 3 times. Hampton winning 2 of the 3. There's Ronald Curry, most talked about player in the country. Right side corner to Armando Curry, his cousin. Great football combination. Down low to Curry, Ronald Curry. And the Crabbers try to take it inside with Blizzard. Doesn't work, but it'll stay Hampton basketball.
Great defense by Menchville down the low post, but the Monarchs couldn't grab the basketball.
3-1. And right there, Hampton makes it again. Nice shot.
There's Bobby Blizzard, who stunned us with a three-pointer to open the game, getting a layup there. It's 5-1.
Hampton winning it. Hampton playing on that man-to-man defense is Keith Wilson, and he gets it stolen away. But Keith, the quick player, gets it back again.
Both teams are playing very, very aggressive off in the first quarter, and they're playing like this is the end of the game instead of just the very beginning.
Menchville, that motion offense going against that quick man-to-man defense, and they've had trouble with the motion offense going against Hampton, as Greg Henderson calls a quick timeout.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea by Coach Henderson. This pace just seems too helter-skelter for the Monarchs liking.
6:27 left here in quarter number one. Of course, Hampton Sunday won that state championship twice under Walter Brower in '89 with Aaron Monday and guys like that, and Kevin Swan and Gannon Baker, Jonathan Baker, and of course last year won it with this team pretty much as well. Can he do it again in '98?
I definitely think so. I think it's a great sign for Hampton that Walter Brower likes this team even better than the one that won the state title last season.
6:26 left in the first quarter. There's Armando Curry being guarded closely there by Blake Brookman. Hampton going left to right in the black, red, and white. Won the state championship the last 3 years in football. Ronald Curry, the USA Today Player of the Year, shoots it. It's no good. And the rebound goes to the Monarchs. Michael's going to have to be important tonight.
Exactly. Bobby Blizzard already has 5 points, and Michael's going to have to stop him down low.
Matt, Menchville's got to get control of their composure here.
Menchville needs to slow down, play their game. Hampton's forcing them to play the kind of game they want to play, and that's run and gun, play it quick, get the quick points here and there, and they're playing strong defense. Menchville needs to slow it down, kick it around on the outside of the key on the three-point line, and get some open shots when necessary. Stop forcing shots.
And of course, right now, it'll be Hampton basketball 5-1.
That was kind of a cheap foul there on Paul Michael. That's not the kind of foul Greg Henderson would like. Just a silly reach-in call.
They need him too, Sonny. He's averaging 14 points a game, as well as Keith Wilson averaging 17 points a game. We mentioned Walter Brower leads the series 9-3 over Greg Henderson. Both these teams have won 5 in a row, looking to make it 6, one of the two tonight. 5:46 in the first. Ronald Curry, right side corner. Out to Blizzard, back out to Curry in the black, red, and white. Dishes it off, and it's no good by Armando. There's Blizzard. He makes it. And when you have Blizzard and Story, that's quite a potent inside threat.
Look at this. So far, it's Blizzard 7, Monarchs 1.
He scored all the points for Hampton, Matt.
That shows you how great one player can control a game for a little bit, but he's going to have to get some of his own players in because Monarchs are going to jump onto that, and they're going to start double-teaming him.
And it'll be Menchville basketball. Blake Brookman going in inbounds will be number 54, Bobby Atwell, the junior. He twisted his ankle in the last few days. There's Keith Wilson, turned his life around, doing very well. Bobby Atwell, right side corner to Ben Williams. He takes the shot and it's off. Rebound goes to Blake Brookman, out to Wilson. Reminds me a lot of David Hagan, who played here, and a nice inside shot there by Bobby Atwell.
Nice confidence-building basket for the Monarchs. Atwell needs to help Michael a lot in this game.
Last year, Curry averaged 23 points a game. This year, he's averaging 20. Hampton up 7-3. And it'll be Menchville basketball, Matt.
They're going to get charged with a charge call on that one. Great play by the Monarchs, keeping his feet down, so he will take the charge, and it's now Menchville basketball, and this could be the turnaround point. Get Hampton out of their game flow, and Menchville can start putting their flow into it and cause Hampton to make more mistakes like they just made.
Menchville is averaging 73 points a game on offense, giving up 62 on defense. And you talk about Wilson and Michael are averaging 31 of those points.
Michael took a big chance on the last possession. He drew a charge when Armando Muffin Curry came through the lane. If that call had gone against him, that would have been a second, and this would be awfully early in the game to have 2 fouls.
We're live on channel 47 and 6. Menchville, of course, on TV is 1-1. Hampton is 1-0 here on channel 47. A nice shot right there by Johnny Story. who's averaging 11 points a game, got 17 versus Heritage, Sonny, but most importantly for him, he's the top 25 sophomore in the country by several publications.
Yeah, an excellent compliment inside to Bobby Blizzard. At that time, Paul Michael gets the pass. Good ball movement by Menchville.
And Menchville's got the height there, Matt, with Ben Williams, Michael, and Atwell.
Not only the height, but they got the muscle. And those guys go over about 230, 220 in that area, and they're very big guys. For Hampton, the guys are a little skinnier and not as much meat on them as the Menchville guys. So Menchville can push them around if they want to, and they can take advantage of the post.
Paul Michael, he's a junior, great AAU player as well. 4:03 left in the first quarter. Hampton up 9-3. Michael at the free throw line, played with this team last year. Menchville's got 9 or 10 players they use in depth. Greg Henderson's been to the state once, been to the regionals 3 times, won the district twice, and once was a runner-up. He's done a great job here. Ronald Curry struggling a little bit so far. Great athlete, and he'll make up for it though. And a nice follow-up right there by Bobby Blizzard. Sonny, he's talking about he might not play basketball at Kentucky next year.
No, heck, if he keeps playing like that, Tubby Smith might just want him. 9 points in the first 4 minutes plus.
There's Atwell. Gets it stripped away. Right side cornered. Menchville's got the basketball. And there is number 15, John Cutter. And Menchville having trouble to hold themselves right now. And there's a nice jumper by number 20 for the Crabbers. Chambliss. That's off. Rebound goes to Story, and he makes the Story right there. Good shot, huh, Matt?
Yeah, that was a great shot. This crowd is going nuts. This game is so great so far. Both teams are playing very aggressive, but so far Hampton's been the aggressor for most of the quarter.
Capacity crowd here in Newport News at Menchville High School. Greg Henderson in his 7th year. He's tied for Heritage for 7th in the state. And of course, Hampton's number 2 in the state, 18th in the country.
And we're seeing why in this first few minutes. Menchville has not been able to get into its offense whatsoever. Seems like the Crabbers are a step quicker, maybe 2 steps quicker. And Menchville needs some outside shooting and some good ball movement to help erase this 10-point deficit.
Great audio and video going on tonight. Other college basketball games going on tonight. Old Dominion at William & Mary. North Carolina Wesleyan is at their Prentice School tonight. Of course, James Madison played George Mason today. Sonny, my alma mater is George Mason. Yours is James Madison. Tell us the result of that game.
The Dukes finally got it together under Sherman Dillard, 62-58. So I gained bragging rights just for tonight.
All right. And Madison's done very well the last several years under Lefty Drizel, now at Georgia State. 3:15 left here in the first quarter. It's Hampton 13, Menchville 3. Glad you're with us on the Newport News Schools channel 47 and 6. Live tonight, bringing it to you live to your living rooms. Here is Brookman. Went to the North Carolina camp during the summer. Great outside shooter and a playmaker. And a dunk missed there by Michael. Story got the rebound. Out to Curry. And Armando Curry's developing into a good point guard, Sonny.
They see him there with the Band-Aid on his chin. He's working.
Matt Began, great shot there by Blizzard.
Blizzard is controlling the whole Hampton offense. They're just giving out him, and no matter where he is, he finds a way to put the ball in.
It seems like Menchville's been on, and Hampton have both been on a mission since they've lost to Heritage, but especially Hampton after they beat him by 22 a week ago. And Menchville's got it. Michael misses. He's fouled. Referee's doing a great job controlling the tempo. Jim Downey, Bobby Kipper, a Newport News police officer, and Wendell Daniels. We mentioned Menchville in that motion offense, man-to-man defense. Menchville is 6-1 at home, 4-0 on the road overall. They lost to Heritage. And it's a replay coming up. We got Michael at the free throw line. Replay coming up. Menchville's got 7 juniors, 7 seniors, 1 sophomore, no freshmen. So a lot of these players will be back next year, Matt Began.
A lot of them will, because they got a younger team. So that's going to even help them out next year, so they can get the momentum on this year, get them built up, get them ready for next season, because they'll have more playing experience ready for next year, and they'll be even better next year.
Greg Henderson's had a lot of great players in the past at Menchville, like David Macklin, now at Penn State playing football. Eric Mays, Keith Dixon, Steve Wetstein we heard from, Lamont Mills, David Clark, and Tim Knightmore. in the 90s. Instant replay coming up after this free throw by Paul Michael the Jr., great AAU player. It's up, he takes his time, and it's good. Instant replay coming up. There it is, Matt Began.
You just can't leave Blizzard out there and without putting a hand in his face to get closer. He will drain that every time.
Great work there by our staff and students. Paul Cummings, Ray Price. The most visible channel right now tonight in Newport News. The most visible place to be at Menchville High School. There's number 42 for the Crabbers. Nice shot there by Jarrett Green, the junior.
Green gets the basket there as Menchville starts to pay attention to Bobby Blizzard outside, and that opened things up for Jarrett Green inside.
And there's a nice give and go. Michael, it's good.
Nice passing by the Monarchs there. That's more of what they need. As Greg Henderson wonders if things could get any worse. Bobby Blizzard, the post player, 2 threes.
And the referees right there trying to talk Keith Wilson as well as Jarrett Green to calm down a little bit and get their composure. Principal, of course, for Menchville, Bob Johnson. Athletic Director, Richard Pop-Pitts. For Hampton, Dr. Michael Canny and Trish Mitchell. There is number 10 for the Crabbers, Armando Curry. Ronald Curry in the ball game, Bobby Blizzard. Wilson on Curry. It's good. Nice shot, huh, Matt?
Great little stutter step there, kind of threw defense off. It's a great little dish out to Paul Michaels. He comes up and gets a nice little layup.
There's Armando Curry out to his cousin Ronald. Ronald Curry's got the ball. And kicks it out to number 20, Chambliss. He misses. Chambliss averaging 14 a game. Curry has not really gotten his step so far tonight, Sonny.
No, Menchville's defended him pretty well. It's Blizzard they haven't been able to stop.
1:01 left in the first quarter, 18-9 in favor of the Crabbers over the home Menchville Monarchs. Menchville will have the basketball in the white uniforms. They lost 2 games to 1 last year versus Hampton. Both teams were in the regionals. Hampton won the state. There's Michael. He misses. And here comes Curry. The Dial Award winner has the ball stripped away. Menchville basketball. Matt Began.
That's how Menchville's got to play defense on players like Curry and Blizzard. Make them make the move. Don't let them just come in, get in their face, make them make a fancy move, and by chance just like that, Curry lost control of the ball and it went out, and now it's Menchville's ball.
47 seconds, and Menchville's got to calm down a little bit in the second quarter, son.
Exactly, and they need some answers defensively inside. If I were Greg Henderson, I would force the Crabbers to beat me with the jump shot. If Bobby Blizzard can hit threes, the Crabbers can beat anybody.
The trainer, Diane Limerick's been doing a lot of work with these players this year. Menchville and Hampton right here in Newport News. Keith Wilson, Bobby Atwell, also number 20 in for the Monarchs, DeMarcus McMillan, the quarterback of Tom Jacobs' football team. Number 42, Jackie Williams, and looks like number 5 also in the ball game. Keith Wilson with 25 seconds. He's got the basketball in his hands. Number 23 loses control, gets it again. Out to Atwell, and Hampton strips it away. There's Curry. Curry, bounce pass. He can throw with the best of them. 10 seconds. Hampton up by 9. Long jumper is good by Armando Curry. Matt Began.
The three-pointers is what's killing Menchville right now. And that's what they need to start getting some hands in the face and get it man-on-man instead of playing zone, because they're giving Hampton too many open opportunities on the three-pointers.
And we'll be having an interview coming up shortly with the principal of Menchville, Bob Johnson, in just a few moments. 21-9 is the score for Hampton leading Menchville. All right, stay tuned for an interview with Bob Johnson, principal of Menchville.
And as Greg said, this is Bob Johnson, the principal from Menchville High School. Mr. Johnson, how are you? Are you enjoying the game? Is it going well?
Well, I'm enjoying it. I think we're a little slow getting started, but we're going to come back and take care of it.
We have some great basketball players on this team. How are they academically?
Oh, I think most of them are pretty strong. We've just gotten through the semester and we have had no casualties. Most of these kids are pretty really serious about their classes. They know that's important.
Now it's the middle of the basketball season, and we're having a great year. But obviously, there's other activities and sports going on throughout the year. What else is Menchville good in?
Well, of course, we were district champions this year in golf, girls tennis, and also cross country. And we had a good season in field hockey. We're just doing really well.
All right, Mr. Johnson, thanks so much for talking with me. And now back to Greg Bicaveras.
Atwell's got the basketball for Menchville. Number 54 shoots it and it's good. And they're going to need more points inside Matt Began.
That's the way they're going to have to do it. They're going to have to get the big guys like Atwell and Michaels in the middle and get an easy layup, because they got to, it's not actually that easy, but they got to battle it out and out jump, just outthink the defense from the Crabbers.
Talking about losing some weight in this humidity. I tell you, instant replay coming up momentarily. Atwell to Michael to Brookman for three. It's no good. Rebound goes to the Crabbers. Johnny Story. Brookman steals it, and it's off. Ronald Curry's got it. Armando Curry's in the ball game as well. So is Johnny Story, Bobby Blizzard, and Aaron Chambliss. What an experienced team that is.
Exactly. They're used to pressure games like this. They played in much bigger arenas with much bigger stakes.
Ronald Curry connects it.
Pretty.
Ronald Curry eyeing the crowd right there. You'll be seeing a live exclusive interview one-on-one with him coming up on Newport News Sports Highlights in February. There's Keith Wilson. Just underway the second quarter. He's got time. He drives, and he makes it. Nice shot, huh, Matt Began?
That was a great layup.
Replay coming up.
Atwell fakes this nice, but he just goes up around the back and behind the back, little hook layup.
Back to live action, 23-13. Hampton leading Menchville. 6:30 left here in the second quarter. Who does this fast-paced tempo favor tonight, Sonny?
Hampton, clearly. They've got the athletes on just about every position on the court.
Ronald Curry, it's good. Just a matter of time before he connects. Ronald Curry, verbally committed to Virginia, still has some visits left, however.
Yeah, Menchville held him scoreless in the first quarter, and it was still 21-9 Crabbers.
Leading
Curry
scorer for the night.
5 already.
Brookman, no good. Rebound goes to Blizzard. Out to number 22, Ronald Curry. This Hampton team 2 years ago lost to Lafayette in the first round of the district tournament and came back the next year and won the state championship.
Exactly. This is a once-in-a-lifetime bunch of athletes on the Crabbers side, and a pretty good group on the Menchville side, too. Let's see how they can handle this. Got a clock problem here.
Walter Brower, we've got 26-13 in favor of Hampton. It was 26-3 overall. He's 6-1 on the road this year, 6-0 at home. His Hampton boys are 1-0 on TV. Regionals, one time, runner-up twice, won 2 state championships. What's more amazing, Matt, is 5 of his football players practiced. Only 5 players practicing while the football ended on December 6th. So it's really amazing how they mix the football and basketball players so well together.
But that's where Hampton has the advantage. Their players are so much in shape from running in football. Bobby Blizzard said in one of his interviews in Daily Press, he said that he's glad that he got to play football because it kept them in shape and everything, and that's what's helping them out here. Ronald Curry's and Armando Curry especially are having great games out here because they're able to run the court without getting winded.
The voice of Matt Began right there. 6:15 left in the second quarter. Damon Bako, who played for Hampton back in '93, scored 25 points versus Kentucky the other night.
Indeed, he had a nice game at Freedom Hall in Louisville. Couldn't quite steer the Crimson Tide to a victory. His team lost today to Arkansas, but it's nice to see Damon Bako having the kind of season that many would have envisioned for him upon his graduation from Hampton.
Finally, he's a 5th-year senior. Menchville in the ball game right now has got Ben Williams. That's number 33 right there. Mike Abel out to Brookman. Abel gets it stripped away. Here comes Ronald Curry, 1-on-2 break. He takes it and it's good. That's just pure athletic ability there, Matt.
That just shows how much court awareness he has and to go up to the hoop the way he did.
And the clock once again is having some problems.
just like the home team is tonight. On that play, Curry read the pass by Blake Brookman, stepped into the lane. When he got the ball, it was pretty clear sailing down court. After being held scoreless in the first period, Curry has 7 in the first minute and a half of the second quarter.
There he is, the Dahl Award winner. An extensive interview coming up with him in February. Reggie Krupp did a good job interviewing Walter Brower as well. We're live tonight on the Newport News School System channel. It's funny, you go back to the football season 93-94. Menchville beat Hampton. Would that be something if they did it tonight 5 years later in basketball, but with certain type of hype around as well. Here's Ronald Curry, number 22, averaging 20 points a game. And Hampton's got a 16-point lead, 29-13. Williams, right side to Abel. Abel takes the shot, it's up, and it's good.
Can't leave Abel out on a three-point line like that without getting somebody on him or putting a hand up or doing something to distract him, because he will drain that if given the opportunity.
In the 70s, Hampton and Menchville played a lot as well. Menchville had some great players like David Hagan and David Pope. Menchville 1-1 on Channel 6 and 47. Hampton 1-0. They beat Woodside in February a year ago. Nice shot by Story. Instant replay coming up.
There's a nice hang time. Got over the hands of anybody who tried to get up, and nothing but net.
Thanks a lot, Matt Began. And Blizzard out to Curry. 1-on-3 break. Curry, it's good. Unbelievable. It's like a highlight show here in the second quarter.
Exactly. That is 10 points himself for the Crabbers. 33-16.
Abel Williams, number 42 in the ball game for Menchville, Jackie Williams. Brookman and number 44, Jeff Eicher. A young Menchville team in the ball game right now, Matt Began.
But right now they're bringing in Bobby Atwell, the junior, and they're bringing in the Menchville lead scorer, and he's just an outstanding player, Keith Wilson, number 23. And that's what's going to put a lot more points on the board, because Keith can sink it from anywhere on the court.
And it'll be Hampton basketball. What's really amazing about Walter Brower was when he first came into the district back in the 80s, he had a lot of trouble against Ferguson's George Walters and Works, Jim Harvey, and including Richard Pop Pitts in this building at Menchville. But the 90s has been another story. Pretty much from the late 80s when they won the state championship, 89. It's been like, Hampton and Bethel in the early part of the decade, but it's been Hampton and Menchville the last part of the decade.
Indeed, they've hit some cycle with some really good athletes, and we're seeing a lot of that out here tonight.
Both teams are hungry tonight. There's number 20, Chambliss. Be great to see a good second quarter here. 33-16 in favor of the Crabbers over Menchville with 4:21 left. Superintendent Dr. Wayne Lett, of course. Newport News doing a super job. The school board meeting tomorrow at 7 and 5, and immediately after the game tonight. There's Abel with 4:15 left.
The Menchville fans will have a little fun with that. All-American Ronald Curry with the air ball. And Ronald Curry, in fact, imploring the crowd to go ahead and razz him a little bit.
Ronald Curry, the most celebrated athlete in the United States today. So many awards he's won. You'll be seeing a complete graphic page for him next month. There's Keith Wilson, a dominant player for Menchville, at to Atwell. Back out to Brookman. He's a dangerous from three-point range. No good. Wilson, goaltending on Story.
Keith Wilson with some good hustle there, and Johnny Story with the goaltending as Wilson was able to thread in there amidst the popcorn machine.
Matt, how about all the substitutions Greg Henderson's doing?
He's keeping his men fresh. I'm pretty sure he's just keeping his men fresh, keeping somebody fresh on the speed like Curry and Chambliss. Players like that, and Armando Curry, just keeping somebody on him to try to wear them down, because without them, Hampton doesn't have much depth in their team except for the starting five and a couple others.
Wilson in the white, purple, and gold got the rebound. Reminds me a lot of David Hagan, a great shooter off the glass for Pop Pitt's team back in the 70s. And that's exactly what I mean right there. He's deadly as well. He's got how many points tonight, Sonny?
Keith Wilson now has 7 points, taking a nice pick from Bobby Atwell near the top of the circle to get that one on.
Winter Sports live here in the Peninsula District. Bring it to you live to your living room. There's Ronald Curry, number 22, left side corner, shoots it up, and it's no good. Rebound to Wilson. with 3:10 left. Instant replay, Matt Beacon.
There's number 54 for the Monarchs with a beautiful pick on Ronald Curry. It gave Keith Wilson enough time to shoot up the three.
Wilson from outside, no good. Rebound Curry like a gazelle. There he is, Houdini. Out to number 44, Jermaine Southern. It's like the football team is just taking it from one sport to another.
Exactly. These teammates know that Curry will get him the ball, and Jeremy Southern was open underneath for the layup.
Wilson, number 23, gets it stolen by one of Bobby Blizzard. Opposite-handed dunk.
Oh, that's a great way to rub that one in. Came up with a monster jam, and that brings the Menchville crowd up to a roar because they're not liking it much.
Menchville down by 16, 37-21. Menchville girls won the first game. Atwell, number 54, back out to Ben Williams, related to Elva Hunt in the Newport News School system. And then the shot is up, and it's good. And we're seeing some athletic ability from Bobby Atwell tonight.
Atwell's it.
Instant replay
Here we
coming up.
go. He's coming up. That's Bobby Blizzard. And here's the jump up. He's going up. He sees nothing but the jam. And with the left hand, bam, in the net.
You don't really expect Blizzard to steal that many passes up top, but he sure did at that time. Bobby Atwell with a nice play down on the other end, trying to get back a little momentum for Menchville. Down 14 points, 2:08 to go in the second quarter.
Great job by our crew. Paul Cummings, Ray Price, Daniel Slayman, Bill Barlow, and of course Charlita and Greg Swan doing a great job. And also Paul, the entire crew. Everybody working together, staff and students working so well together here on the Newport News School System channel, bringing you great entertainment, education to your living room. And we are very proud of our live week this past week. All the live events we brought. We are moving along here in the Newport News School System. Walter Brower, North Carolina native, won the state championship in 89-97, trying to repeat again in 98. He's a Hampton resident. I mentioned he's had great players like Damon Baycoat, Jonathan Baker, and Marco Stacy back in the early 80s. Mike Smith, of course, he's won 10 state championships in football, and they're trying to make that same legacy here in basketball. How about Ronald Curry, Sonny, as we look at the big crowd here tonight, working on his jump shot with Kathy Parson during the summer with Christopher Newport University.
That's really going to help him because there's almost nobody around who's quick enough to stop Curry off the dribble. So if I were a defender, I would give him a few steps and force him to beat me with that jumper. If he can hit that, the sky's the limit for this already renowned figure.
The shot is off. Michael Williams, it's good. They're going to need those second and third chance shots, Matt.
Menchville needs to start getting more rebounds. That was a great job with an easy rebound by Bobby Atwell, number 54. But that's what's making a big difference here. Menchville's not getting up and getting the rebounds on defense or on offense.
Hampton got that double-digit lead now of 12 points. Menchville has a chance to cut it to single digits on a three-point shot. Wilson has got the basketball. He can do it, too. Inside the lane. And the shot is good.
Michael with the follow after Wilson came into the paint. Curry came over from the weak side, Ronald Curry that is, and blocked the shot. But because he left his man, there were some open guys for the rebound.
The Gatorade Player of the Year throws it out to number 10, Armando Curry. Curry, his cousin, right side corner to Chambliss. Chambliss has got the basketball, gets it tipped in the air. Curry on the deep corner, guarded by Atwell. And Green tips it off. Jarrett Green, also number 42 in the football team as well. And in the ball game now for the black, red, and white Hampton Crabbers, a little gray on the uniforms, looks like number 44, and that of course is Jermaine Southern, a junior. Kind of a young Hampton team.
And there's Jeremy Southern making an immediate impact with a layup. He was loose on the low block.
Williams, Hampton's got 4 seniors, 5 juniors, 3 sophomores, and no freshmen. Congratulations to Hampton's football team, number 1 in 4 national polls on a 40-game football winning streak. They're trying to do that in basketball. In fact, Matt, the 3 teams they lost to in basketball last year were all Newport News schools: Heritage, Woodside, and Menchville.
It just shows that when Hampton takes advantage, like in football, it seems like Hampton's always had the big football teams. They've always had the really strong football teams. Menchville seems to have a lot of the greater basketball teams, and that's how they kind of switch it back and forth. So no school really is dominant in any like the whole sporting.
Ben Williams, number 3, the senior, has the basketball. Likes to take it to the glass, folks. There's Paul Michael, who loves to take it to the glass, and he is fouled. And Hampton right now, Sonny, down by 12 with 13 seconds in the second quarter.
Menchville's getting the ball down low to Michael pretty well. These will be his 8th and 9th free throws of the first half, so he's definitely making an impact down there. However, he's only hit 3 of them so far. If he can hit some free throws, the Monarchs can get back in this thing.
Hampton's got the lead, 39-27 with 13 seconds in the second quarter. Paul Michael, the versatile junior, great AAU player at the free throw line, number 55. Every time I see that number 55, I think of Chris Hamburger when I was a kid with the Washington Redskins, who wore that number 55.
Well, perhaps with the Crabber heritage there.
Paul Michael at the free throw line. In the ball game now comes number 11 for the Monarchs, Desmond Franklin for Keith Wilson, giving the senior a breather. Greg Henderson loves to substitute. Menchville tied for 7th in the state with Heritage. 2 Newport News schools in the top 10 in the state. We are so proud of that. Heritage and Menchville. Heritage beat Menchville earlier this year. They also beat Hampton. And since then, they've had a 5-game winning streak. Now, in the ball game is number 24, Alfonso Gunner, probably the starting quarterback for the football team for Hampton next year, either him or Marcus Higgins. Danny Mitchell told me it'll be Marcus Higgins, but that's still too early to tell. Curry with 8 seconds. Guarded closely right there by McMillan. Curry, and no. Menchville basketball.
That was a great play. Number 44 from Menchville, Jeff Eicher, stood his ground and took the charge on Ronald Curry, and that is how Menchville's going to help their scoring ability out, by getting the ball back, by forcing Hampton to make mistakes such as a charge.
Hampton averaging 78 points a game on offense, giving up 56 on defense. Menchville's already scored half of that tonight with 28. They're still trailing by 11 to Hampton, who on Tuesday, Hampton will take on Denby at home. Menchville will be on the road against Kecoughtan, who got their first district win in 2 years since they beat Ferguson when Marseille Brown played for that team.
That's a big one for Revis Conrad, restore a little dignity to that team. Long-range shooting troops in for Menchville here.
All right, still 3 seconds left.
Apparently, the official.
3 seconds left till the first half. Explain to us what happened, Sonny.
Menchville threw it all the way down court, but the officials ruled that no Monarch touched it. So the ball comes back to where it was thrown. And that means Hampton has a pretty good chance at scoring a basket here to close the half.
Underneath their own basket, they're going left to right on the TV dial. A little confusion right now. Greg Henderson on his feet, the 7th-year veteran, graduated from Shaw University. And still, Matt, they couldn't get it in bounds.
They're having a lot of trouble. It seems like number 42 for the Monarchs. Number 42 for the Monarchs, Jackie Williams, is having a little scuffle. And number 32 for the Hampton Crabbers, Bobby Blizzard, they're trying to get the ball in.
And Southern misses it. And the score is now Hampton 39, Menchville 28. Great job by the referees, Jim Downey, Bobby Kipper, and Wendell Daniels. We have an interview coming up right now.
Hello, this is Reggie Crudup again, standing here with Mr. White, assistant principal at Hampton High School. Mr. White, you're at a school where there's so much talent athletically. How's that been at a school with all this talent?
You know, we just live in a zone, our kids in a zone where they love athletics, and then we've got the good coaches who work with our kids diligently. So we're just very proud of our kids, and not only those kids who are athletically inclined, but those school students who are academically inclined also.
Is it hard trying to keep the media and stuff like that out of the school, but you got nationally known talent in your school?
Well, we get our share. We have a lot of media coverage coming in and out all the time to see our kids, but we try to keep them focused on academics as well as athletics.
Okay, academics first, like Mr. White said. Now back to Greg.
All right. Thanks a lot, Reggie. Hampton was 17-3 a year ago in the district. Menchville 15-5. These two teams are 1-2 again this year. And for the halftime stats, with Hampton leading at 39-28, our good friend and colleague Sonny Durr.
Yeah, Bobby Blizzard, of course, still is the leading scorer in the game. He has 14 points, 12 of which came in the first period. Raul Curry has 10, all in the second quarter. Johnny Story has 6. Jeremy Southern has 4, though he missed what could have been a back-breaking layup at the final buzzer there. Jarrett Green has 2, and Almondo Muffin Curry has 3. For Menchville, leading scorer is Paul Michael, the low-post player, with 10 points, 4 of those from the foul line. Bobby Atwell has 6, Keith Wilson has 7, Mike Abel has 3, and Ben Williams has 2. Menchville had the edge in rebounding by a total of 20-12, but Hampton's dominating a lot of other categories.
All right, Sonny Durr, thanks a lot right there. Menchville and Hampton. Hampton leading at 39-28 live on Channel 6 and 47. Great job by the staff and students. And, of course, the Menchville girls won the first basketball game here over Hampton. They're now in the thick of things in the Peninsula District. And, of course, these two teams are neck and neck. Hampton won the state championship a year ago, and of course Menchville has been in the regionals several times here in the 90s under Greg Henderson. This is probably the biggest rivalry now, Matt Beacon, in the Peninsula District, Hampton and Menchville.
I would think so because of basketball, because they're so evenly matched. You wouldn't tell by the score, but they are so evenly matched, man on man. For every Hampton player, there is a Menchville player equally or even as good. So there is a big rivalry, because there is no rivalry if two guys, two teams just. There's a big blowout between the schools, so I can understand. So I think that.
Okay, thanks, Matt. Sonny, what will Menchville do here in the second half to get back in the lead?
I think they did a good job in the second quarter, in terms of protecting the ball a little better and not panicking when Hampton's press came upon them. I think they need to keep getting the ball to Paul Michael inside, maybe Bobby Atwell as well, and. They can get Keith Wilson and Blake Brookman heating up from the outside. They've got a chance to perhaps pull off the upset.
All right, let's go down to an interview. Once again, the halftime score, Hampton visiting on the road. They are, of course, 6-1 on the road, 6-0 at home against Menchville, leading it 39-28 here. And we got an interview with Reggie Crudup and Walter Brower.
Hello, I'm standing here with the Hampton Crabbers head coach, Walter Brower. How you doing, Coach Brower?
I'm doing fine.
Okay, first you got 2 games coming up against First Heritage, then you got Menchville. First of all, tell me, what's it going to take to beat Heritage Hurricanes this time?
Well, we're going to have to be at the top of our game because they're one of the top teams in the state, and they're really playing well. In fact, it's going to take a super effort from our kids to, get the job done because they're really, really playing well.
Okay, and what's it going to take to beat this Menchville team that you got coming up?
Same thing. Menchville is tied for first place. Again, one of the top teams in the district. And we're going to have to be at the top of our game and play one of our better ball games. We're going to be successful against them.
Okay, now tell me, what are some of the advantages of coaching a team that has this much talent?
Well, these guys have been through some tough times together in both football and basketball, and it really helps because if you've been in a situation, a tough ball game where you haven't had that experience, it makes it a little difficult.
Okay, like you said about football, you got have your team play football. Is it hard for them coming right into the basketball season, then having a game that next week?
It's pretty tough. See, I've got 12 ball players, and 9 of them came off the football team, so it takes about at least a month to get them ready.
Okay, you won a state championship in 1989 and a state championship in 1997. What is it going to take to get to that state championship again this year?
Well, we have some talented kids, but you have to have talent and you have to be lucky and not have a lot of injuries because, injuries are just as much part of the game as free throws. And if we don't have any injuries and we continue to play well, then, we can be successful. But that's all in the hands of the good Lord.
Okay. How do the 90s teams compare to your 80s teams?
The '89 team probably had more depth than any team that I've had. We could go 10 deep. We can't do that with this group. We can only go about eight deep.
Okay, you got players like Ronald Curry and Bobby Blizzard and Aaron Chambers. How is it coaching these guys who have so much talent?
Well, it's really very easy because we started dealing with these kids in Future League in 8th grade. So, you know, they know me very well and I know them very well, and they know what I expect, and it makes it easier for me. Plus, I've got some top assistant coaches that makes the job much easier.
Okay, I want to thank the head coach of Hampton Crabbers, Walter Brower. This is Reggie Cruder. Back to Greg.
All right, great coming out there on the video. Great sound and color here on the Newport News School System channel. Almost like you're watching a movie here, a live movie, and it is a movie in a way, because Menchville and Hampton, always a great rivalry and showdown. We have an interview coming up with Mel Hoffler in just a moment. There's a crowd right there. As soon as I get the word from Mr. Cummings, 39-28 is the score right now, and Hampton is leading Menchville 39-28. Menchville's strengths, Sonny, have been experience, inside and outside shooting, but their weaknesses has been their lack of quality depth.
It's not easy to keep up with a team like the one they're playing tonight.
Matt Beacon, your thoughts?
I think both teams are playing their hearts out so far. The score just doesn't say the game for Menchville. They've been having a great game so far, and I'm expecting a lot more offense from Menchville in the second half.
You're watching WHCS Cable Channel 5, educational television for our community of learners.
Raleigh. Heritage, of course, they came in second in Elizabeth, Tennessee, and Heritage, of course, broke Hampton's 26-game winning streak, beating them by the score of 57-55 3 weeks ago today. Of course, other notes, Hampton and other schools, we lost Lafayette in the Peninsula District from last year. Caquetan won their first game in 2 years in the Peninsula District. And of course, the return to Ben Moore have been some of the stories so far this year.
Yeah, I've been pretty impressed with the quality of play in the league this season. Both these teams should have a good shot, assuming they can make it to regionals. Heritage, if they can sneak in there, will have a good chance of doing well. Might have to play some tough teams from Norfolk and so forth, but I wouldn't be ashamed to see these guys go against anyone.
Lake Taylor, of course, he's talking about some great schools like that. Ben Moore, of course, the athletic director at Warwick a year ago. And, of course, Caquetan was 0-20 in the district. Revis Conrad got that win over Bethel, 58-56 last night. Lafayette's holding their own in the Bay Rivers district.
Yeah, indeed so. That's been an interesting race, too, because you're looking Bruton up there near Camp Perry. The Panthers just having an amazing season. They've only lost one game, and they have no district losses. Tab, Grafton, and Southampton are in a pack chasing them.
How about as far as Menchville and Hampton, who are their competitions going to be? Granted, they both make it in the eastern regions. As far as the south side, would you say as far as Beach and Norfolk schools?
Anybody from Norfolk that can get out of the Eastern District in the top two will be a very tough opponent. I think the Peninsula will fare pretty well against either the Southeastern or Beach.
Super Bowl tomorrow. Matt Beacon, we talked about predictions. You take Green Bay over Denver, huh?
I'd like to see John Elway with the ring, but if I had to bet or anything on it, I'm going to have to go with Green Bay because of their experience.
Sonny Durth.
Green Bay, 38-20.
And, of course, I've been saying this, said it on the radio a couple days ago. I'm saying it on TV as well. Denver will win. I'm not telling you what the score is until the fourth quarter, but Denver will win.
That's what Warner Hessler says. We've got him and Skip Miller going up against each other. Tomorrow's Daily Press.
I'd like to see John Elway do it. I still think he's the best quarterback. I think, in my opinion, Elway, Marino, and Favre in the NFL. That's just my opinion. In the ball game right now for Hampton is number 20, Aaron Chambliss, number 30, Johnny Story, Ronald Curry, number 10, Armando Curry. We're just underway here, as well as Bobby Blizzard. Hampton going right to left in the black, red, and white against Menchville. Story in the lane, it's good. 41-28. Live school board meeting from Wednesday will be replaying tonight after the game. Brookman, nice shot, huh, Matt?
Great run and gun. Brookman took his time. He didn't force a shot. He waited for his defenders to leap over top of him. He got the layup.
See Hampton right there. Of course, they had 3 players back from a year ago that scored double figures. Curry averaged 23, Blizzard 14, and Chambliss 12 a year ago. The state championship team that beat Potomac. There's Atwell with the rebound out to Wilson, but actually the team they played in the semifinals might have been better than Potomac, Sonny.
John Marshall of Richmond, led by Lamar Taylor, who's now playing well for VCU.
Atwell misses the roll. Story out to number 20, Chambliss. Chambliss, no good. Rebound goes to Keith Wilson. Keith Wilson reminds me a lot of David Hagan, who played for Richard Pop Pitts during the 79-80 season. 41-30 in favor of Hampton.
I think Coach Henderson had a little bit to say to the Menchville Monarchs during halftime, because they're coming out here, they're playing with a little more intensity now. They're putting points on the board where they're having trouble too earlier, and they're not making stupid mistakes. They're making the shots, the easy ones, and they're making even the harder ones, so they're doing a lot better.
Keith Wilson, it's good. Nice shot there by the senior, averaging a total of 17 points a game for the Monarchs. Number 23, Ree McElroy covering the game for the Daily Press, girls and boys both. I want to pass our condolences to Mike Keach for losing, I believe, his father, huh, Sonny?
That's correct, or else he would be in the house.
41 now to 33. 8-point lead, single digits, Matt Began.
Menchville's fighting back, and that's what they're going to need to get back in this game. They're going to have to fight with all their heart, and I think they could take it to Hampton if they give it their all.
We're in the third quarter at Menchville High School, Newport News, and the shot is off. There is Atwell with the rebound. He's doing a great job. He's really picked it up a notch. Wilson.
You can see Greg Henderson with that zone defense saying, come on, Crabbers, beat me with that jump shot. If they miss a few, Menchville can get right back in it. The lead's only 8 now.
Both these teams 5-game winning streak. Hampton's been on a tear since they lost to Heritage on January the 3rd at the Hurricanes' home. 6 minutes left here in the third quarter at Menchville High School, purple, gold, and white country. Their Story, top sophomore in the country by several publications. He's got it at the free throw line, turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound goes to Blizzard, a top tight end for Mike Smith's football team in the black, red, and white, and he'll go, looks like, to the charity stripe. In comes the ball game right now for Hampton in the black uniforms, number 44, Jerame Southern. Walter Brower told me that his main strengths this year are his experience, and his weaknesses, if they have any, are youth. 8 to 9 deep, a lot of AAU players. Curry misses altogether. Atwell to Williams. Nice shot.
Nice fast break by Menchville. The Crabbers are looking a little impatient against that zone, and the lead's down to 6.
A long NBA-type three-point shot there by Chambliss. A little bit too far away, huh, Matt?
I think that was a little too far away. Hampton's got the lead. They shouldn't make any shots like that. They should keep it kicking on the outside and take it in the middle like they've been doing. That's where they're getting a lot of their points from.
What an instant replay coming up.
Here goes Ben Williams with a nice layup, and Curry to tap it in just for a little icing on top.
Folks, if you're just joining us, it's a 6-point ball game now. Hampton up 41-35. What a turnaround, Sonny Durth.
Indeed so. They've done it very quietly, getting good zone defense and shutting down the Crabbers. Aaron Chambliss, number 20, who's running the point right now, hasn't scored all ball game, and that's unusual.
And Walter Brower is substituting in a timely mood. He just brought in Jerame Southern, and he knocks down a 3. In the ball game right now comes another 44. This from Menchville. Jeff Eicher, a junior, good rebounder, 6'2", 185-pounder. There's Keith Wilson. Played only partially a year ago. Takes it himself and is fouled. Instant replay coming up. Momentarily an instant replay. There it is.
This is a perfect example why you can't leave any crabbers out on the arch.
Walter Brower, who went to Shaw University, Sonny, he went to George Wythe, played for Robert Booker, who's still there.
Isn't that amazing? It's nice to see high school coaches stick around a long time because they're really some of the people that mold our youth today.
Walter Brower in his 16th year, he replaced Herman Daniels for Hampton. Hampton always a football team in the 70s and 80s, now a basketball team in the late 80s and 90s under Walter Brower. 44-37, Hampton going right to left. There's the Dial Award winner, Ronald Curry. Right side corner to Chambliss. Back out to Curry, the strong arms, out to Blizzard in the circle. Menchville overall using a man-to-man defense, now going out to a zone, as Sonny mentioned.
Crabbers look totally out of sync right now thanks to that 1-3-1.
Except for Jareem Southern, who scored 5 points off the bench in the last few minutes. 46-37. Without him, it'd only be up by 4. Brookman gets it stolen away. Curry, 2-on-1 break. And Southern, not quite the receiver, is Bobby Blizzard.
All that was is he took his eyes off the ball. He was more concerned about the basket and the defensive player than worrying about catching the ball. And he just took his eyes off, and that's all it is. He took his eyes off for a split second, and he lost control of it.
Wilson, number 23. Down low to Michael. No. Rebound goes to Eicher. And the players off the bench are contributing tonight.
Jeff Eicher's first 2 of the game, 46-39. You know what, though? The ball looks a little wet. Ooh.
And Jeff Eicher takes the hit, but he gets back up. What's the reason about slowing the game down, you think?
Excuse me?
As far as the tempo, slowing the game down.
This is clearly to Menchville's advantage. If Menchville can stop Hampton's transition game, Monarchs have a chance. If Hampton's running game gets in gear, the Crabbers will take it for sure.
Ronald Curry out to Chambliss. Hampton up by 7, 46-39. 3:30 in the third quarter. Story. Ben Williams gets a number 3 for Menchville in the white uniforms, going left to right. Out to Abel. Abel is an able player as well, a junior, designated shooter on the team. Went to the North Carolina camp this past summer. Ben Williams, the senior, likes to go to the glass, but not that time. He finds Michael, and it'll be Menchville basketball, Matt Began.
Hampton's playing aggressive defense now. They're keeping on the ball, and they're staying on the open person under the basket. So they're causing them to take a shot outside, and that's not what Menchville wants to do. They want to take it inside on Hampton.
Hampton's won the regionals once, been runner-up twice, won the state championship twice. Up by 7 with 3:04.
Good pass inside to Jeff Eicher. And it looked like Johnny Story was just a little too late, and he'll pick up the foul.
Walter Brower and Greg Henderson both are such mellow gentlemen. Walter Brower, 1965 graduate of North Carolina A&T, a Hampton resident now. And I think that mellow, smooth style is a great calming influence from football to basketball. It's really worked.
Indeed so. Menchville had a shot to get within 5 or 4, but an illegal pick caused the Crabbers to regain the ball.
Hampton was 17-3 in the district a year ago. Menchville was 15-5. Played 3 times. Hampton won 2 of the 3. Brower leads the series 9-3 from 91-92. Of course, Menchville made the regionals in 95-96 and went to the state with David Macklin.
Exactly. Macklin was a great leader, and Menchville has done well to replace a player of his caliber who actually played some for Penn State last season, although he went there on a football scholarship.
Still probably a better football player, just like Ronald Curry obviously is a better football player than a basketball player. But what makes Ronald Curry so special, he told Reggie Crudup, our reporter, after the Hampton War game that he would like to go pro if he could. He's told a lot of different things. He's such a great athlete. His athletic ability can make up even in basketball. And if he has any weakness in basketball, being such a phenomenal athlete, he can still go to the next level of the NBA.
Yeah, I think he could make the NBA given at least 2 years to season his game.
Right.
He really isn't ready now because he's not going to be able to beat guys off the dribble in the NBA or even in a high-caliber college conference like the ACC, and he needs to work on his outside shooting still.
And of course, Broward's had some great players like Kevin Swan going to Old Dominion, and Aaron Mundy went to Virginia on a football scholarship. Damon Bako now at Alabama. There's Green being trapped. Out to Ronald Curry, number 22. Been a player since a freshman here. And a nice shot right there by Southern, the junior, the 6'3", 195-pound junior, playing well, Matt.
Pretty shot. Even under pressure, he kept his cool and made a nice little shot in.
48-39. Hampton. Wilson turnaround jumper, and it's good. He's going to have to step it up a notch here in the third and fourth quarter.
Certainly has. 7 points in the third quarter, and he's just so smooth.
It's a pure treat and entertainment to watch it. What a great Scholastic doubleheader here tonight, live on Channel 6 and 47. Glad you're with us for your audio and visual entertainment. There is Chambliss, misses. Rebound goes to Eicher. And here comes Abel Eicher in the ball game, as well as Jackie Williams. Keith Wilson right there at the ball, number 23, guarded closely by Chambliss, and the soft jumper is good. And now it's a 5-point game with 1:20 left in the third. Hampton up 48-43, and that big lead did not last.
Keith Wilson finding he can drive on his Hampton defenders, and the lead's down to 5.
Southern, he's on a tear. What has Jermaine Southern done?
10 points this quarter for Southern, 14 for the game.
It's replay, Wilson
with a nice little roll off his fingers into the net.
51-43. Abel, number 33, gets his own rebound. Back out to Wilson. He'll shoot it from 3. Off. Here comes Curry. He's fired up. And he gets fouled. Paul Cummings, Ray Price, Bill Barlow, Greg Swan, Daniel Slayman, our great students. Matt Began, tell us about some of the great students working on the crew tonight.
Well, on the crew, we got Nick Long, who's usually a camera person. He's taking a step up, and he's being our TD tonight. We got Mel Hoffler, Nicole Durham, Reggie Crudup, all as reporters tonight. We got Paul Roberts on CG. AJ Tynes, he's one of our cameramen tonight. Dave Figley's also a camera person. We got Charlita, she's working our VTR. We got Gina Price, just came off of her game for the girls and was working camera a second ago. And we just got a lot of the students involved in this game. And a lot of students just doing their thing. What we learn in class, putting it to use out here and bringing you live televised sports.
Staff and students working so well together, and there's a nice shot right there by Blizzard.
Blizzard with a big follow-up gets the lead back to 10. You know, Jeremy Southern has 10 of Hampton's 14 points this quarter.
And they're winning by 10. Abel gets it stripped away by Curry. Watch out, folks. And Curry takes it home with his athletic ability. Curry on the night.
That's your big nightmare if you're a Monarchs fan. Ronald Curry in the open court, stripping the ball.
Like Flash in the comic book series. 55-43. 6 seconds. Hampton's got it with 5 in the third. They're up by 12. Curry shoots it. It's off. And Hampton elevates that lead up to 12 points. Instant replay coming up.
And here's Ronald Curry coming up from his left side, jumps in, and a quick little jam right on the outside corner of it.
All right. Mel Hoffler coming up right now.
I'm here with 2 of the Lady Monarchs, Jennifer Smealan and Shelly Tolbert. Jennifer, you had a pretty good game, but it kind of looked like the Crabbers were roughing you around a little bit. What were your thoughts about that?
Yeah, well, they were playing real physical, and we knew what we had to do. Everybody's trying to knock us off this year because, you know, we lost a lot of our players last year, but everybody's trying to beat us. But we know it's situations like this when you just need to take it to them, take it strong, and do what we got to do to win.
All right, thanks so much. Shelly, it looked like you were all over the court underneath the hoop. Did you have a good game?
Yeah, I feel like I had a good game, but I feel like the whole team played together and distributed the ball well, and we just played as a team. And it takes the team to win.
All right, do you feel like your teammates let you down any, or did you do more than you were needed to?
I feel like we all worked together and did everything together. I mean, everybody played well. We just all played together.
All right, thanks so much, Shelly, and thank you, Jennifer, and I hope you have a good season.
And such great poise there by Mel Hoffler. Reminds me of Wink Martindale. What a great host. Mel Hoffler has turned out to be a great rising star on the Newport News School System channel. Greg Bicaveras, Reggie Crudup, and Matt Began all here at courtside. 55-43. I want to thank our good friend Sonny Dirth for joining us. Now he's going back to work at the Daily Press. What a dedicated person he is to help us out a little bit. In the ball game now for Hampton is Armando Curry, guarded closely by Brookman.
Are you doing this?
Also Southern in the ball game. There's Ronald Curry, number 22. We'll see if we can get him at the end of the ball game. Southern, and it's off. 55-43.
Number 44, Southern, he has really stepped up in this game. Every time he goes to the basket, he goes strong. He's a real good player.
Matt Began.
I think he's coming off the bench and he's doing such a great job for the Hampton Crabbers right now. He's proved to the coach that maybe he wants a starting job, and he will take it because he's coming off and shooting 3 points, and he's getting the layups.
Jareem Southern shoots it up, and it's no good. Walter Brower, you had a chance to talk to him. He mentioned some of his hobbies are fishing, but he's done a really good job in 89 and 97.
Yeah, Walter Brower, you can say he's a legend in this peninsula. He has coached great players such as Damon Bako, and now he has Ronald Curry. He's a great coach, and he deserves a lot.
Just to motivate him from football to basketball is unbelievable. There's Keith Wilson, NBA range, off. They need to be patient, don't they, Matt Began?
Instead of just dribbling down without passing and taking a shot, he needs to dish it around, get the Hampton Crabbers loosen up a little bit so that the shot's going to be a lot easier and not from such far range.
And the miss was right there. 7:05 left in the fourth quarter. Greg Henderson, on the other hand, likes to spend his time reading, spending time with his family as well. Two great coaches here. It's been a big rivalry since 91-92 when Greg Henderson was here. Greg Henderson, of course, went to Shaw University. Timeout right now is 7:05. Hampton up by 12. Other games we mentioned going on tonight: Woodside at Warwick, Bethel at Gloucester, Denby at Phoebus, and Kecoughtan at Heritage. Hampton will be at home against Denby and Sheriff Farrier on Tuesday the 27th. Menchville will be on the road against Revis Conrad and Kecoughtan next Tuesday. Menchville, of course, averaging 73 points a game on offense, 62 giving up on defense. And, of course, big test tonight against Hampton. They lost to Heritage, and they haven't lost a game since.
Yeah, Hampton, the loss to Heritage really woke them up. I don't think they plan to lose no more this year.
We talked about how Ronald Curry worked on his jump shot with Kathy Parson from Christopher Newport. Been a big, big help. I want to thank our friends at Domino's, too. 595-3030 for great pizza. Hampton boys are coming off, of course, an 80-58 win over Heritage. Ronald Curry scored 25. Menchville last Saturday night. And, of course, these two teams will play again next Saturday night. Menchville beat Lakeland 79-76.
Yeah, that was a big game for Hampton. For Menchville. Menchville, they got a lot to prove this year. They want to be number one in the district, and they want to be number one. They got to beat these top teams like Hampton.
Hampton's 12-1 overall with that Raleigh, North Carolina tournament win. Of course, they defeated a solid team in Hatboro Harsham in Raleigh, 66-47. The Hampton's 12-1 overall, 9-1 in the district, as well as Menchville. They're 9-1, 10-1 overall. There's Bobby Blizzard, University of Kentucky signee. And the shot is up, and it's no good. Hampton up by 12, Matt Began.
Menchville started to make a comeback, and then Hampton's not going to have any part of that, so they're putting their defense on a lot more aggressively, and they're also going a lot more aggressive to the backboard and trying to get the layups. So Menchville's having a difficult time adjusting to that, and Hampton's really taking advantages of every Menchville little mistake.
Keith Wilson is soaking wet. I bet she's lost 5 pounds tonight. There's Keith, number 23. It's no good. Rebound goes to Michael. The second chance misses. The third. It's off. You got to make those shots.
Yeah, I think Hampton really misses Johnny Story right now, who was out with 4 fouls, but they really need to get him back in the game because they're not getting the rebounds they were getting at first.
Hampton, the head coach, Walter Brower's assistants, Mark Godwin, Walter Brower Jr., and of course Eric Brown. And a nice shot right there, Matt Began.
That was a great heads-up play, easy layup, and went up over all the other defensive players from Hampton and got the 2 points, which is really needed right about now because they're down 55 to 45.
Great staff that Greg Henderson has for Menchville too, assistant coaches too, Matt Began.
Well, he has a great staff. He's got a lot of talent on his coaching staff. They practice on things like boxing out, a lot of just minor points, but those little minor points can play major parts in any game.
Ben Williams out to Keith Wilson. Hampton up by 10, 55-45, and there's Keith Wilson with the potential three-pointer. The crowd is on their feet. What a giant crowd. This is the place to be in Hampton Roads tonight.
Yes, it is. That was a great move by Johnny Story. He's real strong and he's young, so we expect to see him in the next few years.
Paul Michael with a great shot right there. 6:07 left in the fourth quarter. Hampton up by 8 points, 55-47. Hampton, of course, won the state championship last year, going 26-3 overall, 17-3 in the district. Menchville 15-5 from a year ago in the district. Not as good. It's the replay coming up. Matt Began.
Great heads-up play right there. Got fouled and got the 2, so it was a possible 3-point play.
Thank you, Matt. Paul Michael right there making the 3-point play, but only made 2. There's number 10, Armando Curry, the 5'10 junior, in the black uniforms for Hampton, the red, black, and white. And Story, the top sophomore, one of the top 25 sophomores in the country, connects. 57-48 with 5:30 left here in the ball game. They need to score quick. Menchville does.
Yes, Menchville does need to score, but you see Keith Wilson has the ball, and Keith Wilson, he's really taking it to them Crabbers tonight. He's having a great game.
We're live on this Thursday, January 24th, Super Bowl Eve, and the alley-oop is good to Atwell.
Great pass by Keith. He really brings a lot to this team. He can score, he can pass, he can do whatever it is. Like you said, him and Ronald Curry is a great matchup, and we're seeing it tonight.
Curry, the layup, and it's good. He takes it to the hole himself with beautiful grace and speed, like a deer out in the wild country. We called him Houdini during football. They were 4-0 in football. They're 5-1 combined in football and basketball. Wilson, too far off. Williams takes it to the glass. Gets it interrupted by Curry. He takes the steal. Story.
Great move by Johnny Story. Like I said, they really missed him. That was a great jam to the basket by Johnny Story.
4:30 left in the ball game. Hampton up by 11. They come at you like piranhas, don't they, Matt?
They do. Hampton's not easing off one little bit. They're coming, and just by the force of that jam shows that they're by far not even done.
Story in the lane. Yes. It's good. Johnny Story.
That's Johnny Story's 5th foul. I think that's it for him, but Johnny Story had a great game. He really needs applause. He's young and he has 2 more years to come back, so Johnny Story.
And story play coming up.
This is great right there. He comes up and bam! That is number 30 for the Hampton Crabbers, Johnny Story, who is a 6'5", 210-pound sophomore with that monster jam.
He's still in the ball game at the free throw line. The sophomore. Of course, we mentioned some of the big stories in Peninsula District boys basketball this year, like we did the girls during the first game. The girls won it over Hampton. And it's good. Good shot there by Johnny Story. Menchville girls now on the year are 8-3 in the district. Hampton girls are 1-10. 7 more games about for each game. After, of course, tonight, these 2 teams will have 7 games left. Wilson soaking wet. Almost his white uniform looks gray almost. Live TV. Glad you're with us. Hampton up by 13. We're at Menchville High School, the place to be in Newport News. Wilson, no. Referees are doing a great job, and Jim Downey, Bobby Kipper, and Wendell Daniels.
Yes, they are doing a great job. You have a talented staff out here, but back to Keith Wilson, he's at the line again. He's really doing it up for this team. Like you say, he's drenched in sweat. He's really doing it up tonight.
Menchville, of course, on the year, averaging 73 points a game, giving up 62. At home, they're 6-1 here at the Monarch Den, 4-0 on the road. Lamont Mills is a great scorer for Coach Henderson back there in the 93-94 season. He had David Clark and Tim Knightnor. Menchville is 1-1 on cable TV on the Newport Youth School System channel. Of course, he's won 3 regionals. Been to the regionals 3 times, and Greg Henderson. Lead is now 12. Curry, Dowell Award winner, takes it out to Armando Curry. Back out to Blizzard. Hampton slowing the ball up a little bit. They're on the road. They're winning by 12, 63-51. See Gary Seeley in attendance tonight. He works here at Menchville. Capacity crowd at Menchville High School. Pop Pitts doing a great job controlling the crowd, as well as Trish Mitchell, the athletic director at Menchville. There's Keith Wilson. Right side corner to Eicher. Goaltending. And Coach Brower's not too happy about that. 3:26 left here in the fourth quarter. Hampton up by 10, 63-53. Key newcomers for this Hampton team this year were a lot of the football players: Alfonso Gunter, Jarrett Green, Hakeem Zarif, Jeremy Southern, and Marcus Hakens. Next year for Hampton's football team, they'll be without one Ronald Curry, but they'll be back with his cousin, Armando Curry.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how well Hampton's football team will be next year. Without Ronald Curry, it will be interesting to see. I can't wait.
There he is right there. We have a one-on-one exclusive interview coming up with Ronald Curry in February. It's funny, he's drinking Gatorade, and he was a Gatorade Player of the Year. 3:26 left here in the fourth quarter. Great, well-behaved crowd here tonight on the Newport Youth School System channel. School board meeting coming up immediately after this game. You get a chance to see Burt Bateman and everybody talking about the school system issues, led by our great Superintendent Dr. Wayne Lett and our chairperson, Betty Ann Davis, doing a great job, and all of our colleagues talking about the issues of the day. There's right there Armando Curry out to his cousin Ronald, number 22, in the paint, and it's off, and he charges. Menchville, of course, number 17 in the Group AAA state poll. Coach Greg Henderson doing a great job in his 7th year. Was an assistant with Ben Moore prior to that at Wark High School. Great all-around person, a family man, likes to read and spend time with his family. Always going to the summer camps. A lot of his players are in the AAU camps, including Paul Michael. A couple of his kids went to the North Carolina camp, like Blake Brookman. And it's now 63-53 with 3:18 left in the fourth. We're at Menchville High School in Newport News, Peninsula District basketball. There's Keith Wilson. Guarded closely there by Curry, Armando Curry, and he's called for a charge.
The crowd is on their feet. The fans didn't like the call. It was a charge on the Menchville Monarchs. The fans didn't like that.
We're in the Lions Den. You can't expect any call like that this late in the game. You can't expect the crowd to like anything like that.
Hampton's got the basketball going right to left, wearing the black, red, and white uniforms. They're up by 10 in the fourth quarter here at Menchville High School in Newport News. Armando Curry guarded closely by Ben Williams. Right side corner to Chambliss. Back out to Armando Curry. 2:54. There's Atwell spinning around, number 54. Out to Brookman, who loves to shoot. And it gets stripped away.
You just need to keep Brookman from that outside ring. If you get him on the arch, he will shoot that three without a problem, and most of the time it will go in. But tonight he's had a little trouble finding exactly where the hole is.
2:43 left, and right there, Menchville's got the basketball, and Ben Williams misses. Here's Ronald Curry. Curry in the lane, and it's a foul. We're joined now by Phil Forbes Jr., the women's basketball coach at Menchville, an attorney. And how you doing, Phil?
Good, Greg. Good, Greg. How you doing?
Quite a win right there for your girls basketball team tonight.
Yeah, the girls came around and played a good half. Good game of basketball. We picked up defense in the second half, and they started coming together.
I tell you, your fast break team with Michelle Rodriguez and Jennifer Smeelan worked really well tonight.
Yeah, Michelle saw the floor real well and got the ball out on the fast break, and we were able to convert, which gets our game going.
Do you think your team is coming together now at a peak crucial time as we're seeing Ronald Curry at the free throw line?
Yeah, I think the girls are starting to peak real well. This is time we need to be picking up our tempo and our style of play so that we can take it right into the district tournament.
Hampton up now by 9, 64-55. And the second shot is up, and it's no good. Rebound goes to Keith Wilson. And the Menchville boys are playing heads up here with a lot of fast-paced offense here tonight, Phil.
Oh, yeah, it's quick up and down the floor.
Keith Wilson right there makes it 64-57. How do you juggle being a full-time attorney and a volunteer assistant with your dad?
Time management. That's how I get through it all.
And of course, Hampton's got the basketball. Slowing the ball up now is Walter Brower, the 1965 graduate of North Carolina A&T, 16th year head coach of Hampton. 2 state championships on his resume in 89 and 97. He said his team in 89 had more depth than his team in 97, but the team last year was very dominant. Aaron Mundy was a star back on the 89 team with Kevin Swan. This year, of course, it's Ronald Curry and Bobby Blizzard and so many others, and they were the stars last year as well. Curry averaged 23 a game, Blizzard averaged 14, and Chambliss 12. At the free throw line right now is Armando Curry, number 10, the junior. How about the girls' race? You got Gloucester and Phoebus, and you guys are right up there with Denby and Bethel.
Yeah, like we were talking before, Greg, the girls are peaking at the right time. Hopefully we can move right up into the top 3 going into that tournament, and we'll be set. Some games tonight that we'll be watching. Denby and Phoebus play tonight, so somebody's going to take a loss.
Phil Forbes Jr., the assistant basketball coach at Menchville High School with us. His father, the head coach. Hampton up by 7, 64-57 now. 59, Menchville calls the timeout. See if you can bring your father in here for a few minutes too as well.
Yeah, I'll get him. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you. 64-59 right now. And Hampton is up by 5 points. Instant replay coming up in just a moment. And there's a shot right there by Keith Wilson. The shot is up. And it's good. And of course, Phil Forbes, the father of Phil Forbes Jr. And Phil, great win here on live television tonight.
We played very well in the second quarter. First quarter, it took us a little while to figure things out. Second quarter, they played excellent defense, and we shut them down, holding the 3 points. And then from there, it was in cruise control.
Absolutely. Your team now, Coach Phil Forbes, you're 8-3 on the year in the Peninsula District, right there neck and neck with the Bethel Bruins and Denby Patriots. And you have a chance, as the season goes on, even to probably finish at the worst second, maybe.
Well, we want to be in the top 3 to get a good seed in the tournament, and we're looking forward to the tournament. Hopefully, we'll be there and extend it on to the regionals.
You coached this boys basketball team from 1987 all the way up to 1991. And of course, what do you see about Greg Henderson's team this year?
Well, I think he's a very good coach, and he works very much on a game of fundamentals, hard work. The kids work hard for him, and tonight we just need to hit the post a lot harder, and then I think we'd be more successful. But without Keith Wilson, we also wouldn't be successful.
Ronald Curry at the free throw line, 65-59 with 1:41 left here in the ball game. The shot is up, and it's good. Now it's 66-59. Do you go for 3 points in this position right now, Phil Forbes? Do you go for 3-point plays?
You got to get back in it. You got to with a minute 39. He's got to go for a 3 or go for a 2 and draw the foul.
And Wilson does it. He misses. Atwell with the rebound. Back out to Keith Wilson. To Abel. He can shoot it from 3. It's off. And the rebound goes to Story. Here's Ronald Curry, Parade Magazine Player of the Year. Out to Chambliss. This Chambliss kid is really good. He's really a spark plug you don't hear much about.
He's the quiet quarterback on this team for basketball. He's the coach on the floor.
Brookman misses. And there is Chambliss. 1 minute left in the ball game. Your team gave up 52 points from a year ago with McKinnon, Edwards, and Elias, but you're finding yourself right now.
Well, we pride ourselves in defense, and a lot of that has to go with my son who helps me coach. He's a great, tenacious defensive coach, and we have our pride on defense. Hopefully our defense turns into our best offense.
And, Coach, of course, you have a good record on TV as well now. You are a total, the last 3 years, you're 3-0 in TV. The last 3 years, 3-1 overall. A great TV guy in Phil Forbes.
Well, you guys do a great job, and I wish you'd cover us all the time. Then we'd be unbelievable, and I probably would be in the WNBA someplace coaching.
Like Jim Lewis, who's at George Mason. And finally, how does your baseball team look in '98?
Oh, I've got some great players coming back, and Mike Trussell, Brent Howell, Matt Turner, James Allen. We're going to be okay. I'm really looking forward to that when this season gets over.
All right. Thanks a lot, Coach Forbes. Good luck to you. Abel makes it. It's good. 67-61 with 45 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Big crowd on hand here tonight in Newport News. Clearing out. Little starstruck crowd on hand tonight too, probably. And they're enjoying the atmosphere, the live entertainment. Also see Marty O'Brien here from the Newport News Gazette covering the game tonight. And you're seeing it first and foremost on the Newport News Schools channel. There's Ronald Curry. It's good. Curry, so much has been written about him and talked about on radio and television over the years. A quiet, humble individual. Credits his parent and guardian for his support and staff. Of course, Miss Crawford is his guardian. There's Wilson letting the ball bounce. He needs to get control of it. Guarded closely there by Curry. 40 seconds left. Stolen away by Chambliss. And Brookman fouls Chambliss with 8-point lead right now for Hampton. 37 seconds left. Hampton, Menchville, Greg Bicaveras, along with Matt Began, Reggie Crudup, Mel Hoffler, the entire crew. I want to thank our great crew and friend Paul Cummings and Ray Price and Bill Barlow and all the entire crew, Greg Swan, Daniel Slayman, and all the great students and staff doing these games. Bringing it to you live and exclusive here in the Newport News Schools channel. 71-61. Hampton up by 10 with 35 seconds on this capacity crowd. Wilson out of bounds. It'll be Crabbers basketball. Hampton now will probably go to 10-1 in the district, have sole possession. Menchville will dip to 9-2. 24 seconds left. Greg Henderson still on his feet at Menchville, the longtime 7-year head coach here. Menchville, of course, has to regroup for their game against Kickintan on the road Tuesday. Oh! 16 seconds left. And 73-61. Brookman takes a long three-pointer. It's off. 3 seconds. Wilson, set shot. It's no good. That's will expire as Hampton wins it 73-61 here live from Menchville High School in Newport News. Reggie Crudup, your thoughts about the game?
It was a great game on both teams. Hampton played a good game. Menchville also played a great game. I hate to see Menchville lose like this, but they get another chance next week.
That's right. They have nothing to be ashamed of themselves. A top 10 team in the state, number 7. Great job here. They had to out-hustle. It wasn't easy in this big crowd. They were at home. And, of course, the last 3 years now, Hampton leads the series 3-1 going into next Saturday's game. But Menchville will get another chance next Saturday night at Hampton.
Yes, that's also be a great game. I expect to see a big crowd at that game also.
73-61. And of course, we'll be getting some interviews coming up momentarily. Big hand crowd as well, and I want to thank our great staff and students working for us. Hampton overall now is 13-1. They are 10-1 in the district, number 1 first place, 18th in the country by the USA Today. Menchville is 10-2 overall and 9-2 in the Peninsula District with 8 games left. Girls winning for Menchville, so at least the Newport U schools split tonight. The girls winning the first one and Hampton winning the second one. Both teams had a 5-game winning streak. Hampton continues theirs at 6. And Heritage, of course, you saw that back on January 3rd, stopped Hampton's 26-game winning streak.
That also was a great game. That was a surprise to a lot of people seeing Heritage stop Hampton. Heritage has a great team down there with Carlos Hurd and the transfer from Norfolk, Tim Sweeney. That's a great team down there, and I expect to see them go far in the Peninsula District race.
We're getting some interviews, hopefully, in the next few minutes. Don't forget the school board meeting coming up. Stay with us for that. And, of course, for all our great entertainment and programming, this game will repeat on Tuesday night, January the 27th, Thursday, January the 29th. I want to thank all the great staff for bringing you the excellent audio, video, and sound and color. As you see, Pop Pitts, the tireless athletic director for Menchville High School. There's the sun right there, and the police officer's done a great job for crowd control this chilly January evening. Starting off the exam week. How did you do in exams last week, Reggie?
I hope I did pretty good. I mean, I think I did pretty good. I can say that.
All right, there we are right there on live TV. Hampton winning at 73-61 on this beautiful game here tonight in Newport News. And of course, Hampton, of course, takes on Denby Tuesday, while Menchville will be on the road against Kickingham, and Keith Wilson and company will have a chance to regroup. Reggie Crudup, when you talk about these two teams, they'll probably see each other again, not only next week, but probably in the district tournament and the regionals.
Oh yeah, you can expect that. This rivalry between them two this year is not over. I still expect to see a lot of great games. And like you said, Hampton has a game against Denby next week, and that's also going to be a tough game because they have a super freshman over there named Timmy Smith who dropped 21 on Hampton on their last meeting. So I expect that to be a good game with Denby and Hampton.
Our players, the game for the girls, of course, we had Felicia Reynolds for Hampton and Michelle Rodriguez for Menchville. For the boys, it was Ronald Curry for Hampton, and for the Menchville boys, Keith Wilson. Hampton and Ronald Curry, and of course, great Peninsula District action, of course, in the standings right now. It's pretty bunched up. Hampton, Menchville, Heritage, Phoebus, Denby, Gloucester, Woodside, Bethel, Warwick, and Kickingham. Matt Began with Richard Pop Pitts.
Hello, I'm Matt Began here with Coach Pop Pitts. How you doing?
How you doing, sir?
How do you think that this loss to the Monarchs is going to affect the rest of their season?
Well, for the last 3 years, we've split with them, so we're going to have to just go down in Hampton next week and win down there. This team can win on the road, so it's not over yet. A lot rides on the game next week. We just can't afford another loss.
Does the size of the crowd show the support that the Monarchs have?
Well, Hampton brings a big following, special adult following, and a lot of persons came out to see us play tonight. It's good to see high school athletics where there's a sellout. We just need more games like that.
All right, thanks a lot for your time.
Appreciate it.
All right, Greg, now back over to you.
All right, Matt Began making every moment count right there, and Reggie Crudup, want to thank you. Once again, the final score, it was Hampton winning at 73-61 on the road against Menchville. For the entire crew, Paul Cummings, Ray Price, and the great students, I'm Greg Bicaveras. We'll talk to you soon.